again share this with you. Undersecretary is a Filipino writer and grandson of the late President Manuel Quezon. He is a columnist and editorial writer for the Philippine Daily Inquirer and the host and writer of The Explainer on the cable ABS-CBN news channel. He was named Presidential Assistant for Historical Affairs in 2003. He was a history curator from March 2004 to March 2005 at the Ayala Museum. After the implementation of Executive Order Number 4, Aquino appointed Quezon as Undersecretary of the Presidential Communications Development and Strategic Planning Office. He graduated from the University of the Philippines with a degree of Bachelor of Arts in Political Science. Please give a round of applause to Manuel Quezon III, Undersecretary of the Presidential Communications Development and Strategic Planning Office, to present www.gov.ph. Please give them a round of applause.
Good afternoon. I have 25 minutes and 500 slides. Actually, 50 slides. So we're going to try to give you very compressed information about something government is always trying and perpetually failing to do, which is how to present information to the public that is timely, relevant, and useful. Generally, what has happened in the past and what we were trying to fix is the fact that the IT people are considered slaves and the people doing the front end think they know everything. So we're very happy to start off with a very simple reality. People have to talk to each other and people can learn from each other. What we're going to present to you this afternoon in a few short minutes is how this is coming together, where for once, from the very point of coming up with what you want to present and how you want to present it, the technical and editorial are working together from the very start. This affects everything, from the kind of information you bring out, how you bring it out, and the different technical questions that emerge. The basic thing you want to put out is, we need a portal. We need a government portal. There are close to 2,000 government websites as of now. The citizen, you guys, who want any information about your government, and usually, pag may nangarap kang informasyon tungkol sa pamahalaan, hassle. And it's either a hassle, it's not updated, or it's presented in a manner where you will need a PhD to try to figure out how it is that you're going to use that information. So the idea of presenting a portal actually starts with something very different, which is working backwards. Let me give you a little background on why we're doing the portal, why we're working with the OST and other agencies of the government on this portal, and why we're starting by looking backwards before we're even figuring out how to move forwards. Here's something called the Official Gazette. Those of you who are lawyers or who talk to lawyers may be familiar with it. It's basically the official newspaper or journal of the government. Technically, laws do not become effective until they are published in the Official Gazette or in a newspaper. This is the problem. All of us are dependent on these laws. All of us are dependent on these rules, regulations, IRRs, you name it, but you can't find it. It's in a little yellowing journal. No single office in the entire Philippine government, in fact, in the entire world, has a complete collection of our laws and regulations. Government agencies, which you are dependent upon, you cannot move unless you subscribe to these rules and regulations and you conform with them. Pwede ba kayong kasuhan kung hindi kayo sumusunod dito? Sinasabi, ignorance is no excuse. Hindi po ba? But if you wanted to be unignorant, mahirap naman. The reality is we wanted to bring this forward, the basic foundation of a government that works, a government that serves, and a citizenry that stops viewing government as a hassle is to make it available to everyone. And as I told you, we discovered that it is not available to anyone, including government. No one has a complete set of laws. No department has a complete set of its issuances. Most departments have issuances only dating back to 1970. If any of you were following the impeachment, there was one case there where the Bureau of Internal Revenue had to testify in the Senate on the basis of an order by Governor General Leonard Wood in 1922. That's how it affects you and me today. And the fact that none of you, whether you're media, whether you're a lawyer, whether you're a bureaucrat, whether you're even a scholar or a student, can easily find these things, makes for a low-trust environment and incredible inefficiency. So, our first task was to bring the official gazette from the early 20th century, because it was founded in 1901, to the 21st century. A basic 100-year leap in 2 years. So if you see, what we have been trying to do is, we started it with the President's State of the Nation address, was to start pioneering this effort to bring everything from the past to the present so we can actually move forward into the future. And if you want to learn about it, it's a very easy URL to remember, and I'm going to repeat it over and over again. www.gov.ph www.gov.ph, official gazette online. Now, what happens is, moving forward to becoming a portal involves a collaboration with many agencies. PCDSPO, what is that? That is our Office, Presidential Communications Development and Strategic Planning Office. That's the way government is. The DOST and the ASTI, which always makes me want to have a drink. NCC, the National Computer Center, and the Department of Budget and Management. These are the key conveners who are moving this project forward. What are we trying to do? First of all, to make your portal effective, the back end is the backbone of the project. And this is how we're integrating iGovFil and its projects into what we're doing. Public e-infrastructure, the basis of trust, the basis of authenticity, and also the basis of innovation. It's not being bought at fantastic amount that's going to lead to an investigation by the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee and the potential case in the Sandigan Bayan. It's homegrown, it's a homemade innovation. It represents the best that our technological minds can come up with, for the practical purpose that when you access and download law, regulation, issuance, policy paper, an executive proclamation of any sort, you have the assurance that it is authentic and can stand scrutiny. The second is the back end for making sure that you do not have to keep filling out form after form after form for those 2,000 government agencies and offices with their own websites and individual requirements. And this is something that is being pioneered so that you can only go to one place, find what you need, access what you need, and at the same time, government knows who they're dealing with. And the third, eventually, as we move forward, for example, on print on demand. Now, this is something that is very important for the government because one of the biggest fixed costs for government is warehousing and inventory for all those big forms and reports and books